Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Friday morning, feels like evening with the overcast rain that we kind of had through some spotty areas throughout the day yesterday. But right now the forecast looks good for baseball weather, not too hot, not too muggy. So let's get ready for the opening day here. The 2026 North Dakota State B Legion Tournament here from Lisbon Fire Department Field at Sandager Park here in Lisbon, North Dakota. Chase Miller alongside Brent Dick and you on our Chris Moe Nodak Insurance Company pregame show. Here's what the bracket looks like for the opening round. LaMoure post 19 will go up against the Grafton post 41. LaMoure will be the home team. Later today, 25 minutes after this game wraps up, it'll be Edgeley post 146 in their first ever state tournament appearance going up against the Burlington Bulldogs in the top half of the bracket. Bottom half of the bracket will feature Velva post 39 and Thompson post 181 at 4 o'clock. Then it's Garrison post 49 and Lisbon post 7 following the opening ceremonies a little bit later on here tonight. Brent, when you take a look at the bracket, obviously there's some familiar names. You go through the LaMoures of the world, the Thompsons of the world, Lisbon. The last three teams that have won a state championship in the last 4 years are all here in program history a little bit. So is there one particular team that stands out, or is it, you know what, there's a lot of quality baseball, and on any given day someone might come out with the win?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is just one of those tournaments where, you know, I think everybody's for the most part on an even playing field. They're all district champions. They're all here competing in Lisbon for a state championship. So I'm just looking for a good competitive first round and a good competitive tournament here today.
Last year in Park River, Thompson took it. 2 years ago, Lisbon won it, and in 2023, Thompson won it again. Then LaMoure won, 3 straight between 2020, 2022. COVID wasn't a sponsored year, but they still were able to play it, and it did count as a state championship. Double A continuing today at Jack Williams Stadium. You got the A going on in Williston for day number 2 as well. We'll take a quick break, and we come back. We'll get to how both of these two teams got to this point of the season. Also, we'll hear from the coaches all ahead of our starting lineups and the opening pitch today from Lisbon, North Dakota. It's the opening round of the 2026 State B Class American Legion Baseball Tournament, and you got a front row seat here on yourlivevet.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customers satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure. Welcome to our pregame show, brought to you in part by Chris Moe, Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. Chase Miller, Brent Dick with you here. Brent, obviously you look at both of these teams and both the rosters. We'll get to that in a second. District 5, Grafton over Langdon, 2-1 out of District 5 the last handful of years. That's always been a competitive district with Park River, but Park River moved up to the A this season. And then you look at District 7, you already knew one team was going to make it because Lisbon is hosting, so that means you automatically get 2, and LaMoure was able to edge out Oaks there and eventually take it to them a little bit later on when Oaks kind of just ran out of steam. But 13-love was the final, and the biggest thing, though, for LaMoure is no Gunnar Theolgis, who's already at fall camp for NDSU football practice, which got underway earlier this week. That is a big blow, whether you slice it or dice it anyway, but that's going to be the name of the game once you get to Division I college athletes, getting into their August camps here.
Yeah, definitely. The Theolgis name, pretty synonymous with LaMoure baseball, so if you're missing one of those guys, that's going to put a little hole in your lineup. But LaMoure, one of their strengths is just their depth in their team and in their lineup and just in their program in general. So I'm sure that, they're feeling good about coming into this tournament, whether they have Gunnar or not. So. And
you talk about LaMoure, obviously they were able to host last year at the state Babe Ruth tournament. You have those programs, those guys maybe get a little more seasoning. Now they're at the Legion program here,
Definitely.
Brent. So how does that help when you just talk about teams in LaMoure? Babe Ruth team this year made it to Watford City and made it to state. So how does that help once you get to Legion, and then every year you kind of say LaMoure and you go, okay, that's going to be a team that maybe doesn't make a lot of mistakes and doesn't beat themselves, so to speak.
Yeah, I just think it establishes just a culture of winning, a culture of competing. I think that's really what it is. So, those guys know what success looks like. They know what the work that you have to put in to be successful, and they see that from, the Babe Ruth level up to Legion. So they're able to, the Babe Ruth guys are able to watch those Legion guys, and the number of times they've been to state tournaments and state champions, they just see that, and it just breeds that culture. And that's what LaMoure has going for it.
District 5 might not have a ton of teams or how the tournament breaks down, but it's really good competition, just like it kind of is in their region tournament when it's the high school season. So when you think of Grafton, Langdon, again, Park River, even though they're in A now, even a Midway Minto can be an interesting team. What do you think of that region of baseball, Brent, just top to bottom?
Yeah, you just look at kind of like you're talking about LaMoure. It just starts in those younger ages and those Babe Ruth programs, and you look at where those programs have been with their Babe Ruth, and it just feeds into into those Legion programs. And I think those coaches and those programs, they probably have a pretty good a 5-year plan down, like this is what we want to do or this is what we want to accomplish, and they start working at the younger levels, and it just feeds into the overall programs.
Well, we're going to hear from Brian Fike, but he mentioned in our pregame show that a lot of these guys played high school. They go into Legion. So like you said, it's a 5-6 month plan, and about it too, Brent, helping out here with Lisbon, with Babe Ruth. Just kind of what does that do now for a community that has both a, March, April, May program into May, June, July, and hopefully August if you get to a state tournament program.
Yeah, I just think as the community overall, you can see what we've done to the field down there. So we've got it's just getting the buy-in from the community and just establishing really a program here in Lisbon is what it's come down to. So we've had it now for 2 years, and I just think overall, our program is going to continue to grow, and hopefully we grow the numbers that come up, into the, for summer baseball, whether it's, Babe Ruth or Legion, but just, you try to use that high school or that junior high program to, help build into the summer.
We'll talk about it a little bit more, but they put a lot of work into this particular park over the last couple of years. Obviously, turfing the mound, turfing home plate. You see the backstop behind the plate, that and more. Obviously, the dugouts, fence lines. It's a true left field now, not the old left field where you had to poke one out almost 400 feet because of the old
429.
because of the old football days.
Right.
But now with football having its own field, this is a true quote-unquote baseball park. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about that and more. But first, we'll get to our coaches' conversations. We'll hear from Coach Fike of Grafton. We'll hear from J.R. Theolgis of LaMoure. That and more before our starting lineups and the opening pitch. Here, this is our pregame show, brought to you in part by Chris Moe with Nodak Insurance Company.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
On the Chris Moe Nodak Insurance pregame show here today from Lisbon Fire Department Field at Sandager Park. Joining us here from the Grafton Post 41 District 5 Champs is their head coach, that's Brian Fike. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. And for you, Brian, just what have you liked about your team here in the month of July in that District 5 tournament that you hope to carry over here at State this weekend in Lisbon?
Biggest thing that's been kind of carrying us is our pitching and defense has been really clean. Bats have kind of been hit or miss at times. They got going at the right time this year in the last few weeks, but we're really going to be banking on our arms being in the zone, defense to make plays behind them.
Go through a couple of the players that maybe you've just kind of relied on throughout the course of the season that you hope to continue to be X factors, so to speak, here during this state tournament.
First one is Trenton Keena. He's on the mound today. Two-hitter, really good pitcher, really good outfielder, runs the base as well, kind of five-tool, you could say. Brody LaMoure, stud up the middle for us, a shortstop, throws a lot of strikes. And then kind of a big one this year that we weren't expecting is Ty Story. He got hurt this spring, wasn't really planning on playing this summer. Early July, decided to give it a go, and he's been DHing for us, and I think he's hitting right around 500. So looking forward to kind of those three carrying the load.
Your first game of the day here this morning, you got LaMoure, who's been a traditional team that's found its way to make it to state. So what have you heard or maybe seen about LaMoure that'll be a challenge for your team later today here, Brian?
It's just kind of one of those towns, like, right, you hear them, feel like every year, right? So you know they've been here, done that. I feel like they're not going to be nervous. They're not going to get the moment too big for them. So I just told our guys, hey, go up, play post 41 baseball, and I think we'll be okay.
Final thing for you before we let you go, just what does it mean to, no matter what, you finish the tournament, at state before these guys, for some of them get ready for college, for others get ready for fall sports. What does it mean, though, to, no matter what, finishing at a state tournament this year with this group of guys?
It just makes it feel like it was kind of all worth it, right? I mean, I'm the assistant in the spring. All these guys play spring ball, too. So, we've been at this stuff for 6.5 months. So, when you kind of end it at a place like this, you feel like, you kind of did your job,
Coach Fike, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here today and throughout the tournament.
Thanks, appreciate it.
We'll continue with more after this here on the pregame show in Lisbon.
LaMoure Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to LaMoure Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hot Shot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their Sweet Pickins section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. LaMoure Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to LaMoureHardware.com. That's LaMoureHardware.com. Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure.
As we continue on the pregame show here today, this interview is brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank for the opening round of the 2026 State B Legion Baseball Tournament here in Lisbon. Joining us from LaMoure Post 19 is their head coach, that's J.R. Thiel. Just here in J.R., anytime you get through District 7, it's obviously a good thing to get to this state tournament. Just what did you see from your team in that district tournament that you hope to carry over here at state?
Well, I thought we hit the ball well in the tourney. and we got good pitching. We're going to have to ride that in this tournament as well. Pitching-wise, we're going to have to throw strikes and play some defense behind them. And you know, the big thing is not committing errors, because with these pitch count rules, any error you make, you know, add another 6 pitches onto the pitch count. We're just going to have to play good, clean baseball, again, especially against Grafton here.
Yeah, you take a look at your team here, JR, before we talk about Grafton. Just give us one or two guys that's really stood out that has played well this season that you hope to continue to ride here for a couple days in Lisbon.
Well, we got to ride our big 3 arms this tournament, Colby, Mason, and Owen. Unfortunately, we don't have Gunner this weekend, but who was leading our team in batting average, so he's a big loss, but he's on to bigger and better things, and we're going to focus here and play solid baseball.
As you take a look at Grafton, I guess just what's the scouting report, or what have you heard, or what have you kind of seen from him that's going to be a little bit of a challenge later today here, JR?
Well, from what I've heard, they got one pretty good pitcher who's by far their ace. I think he's starting here today. Able to hit the ball. Their 3-hitter, that Story kid, is a good hitter. From what I hear, he's hitting the ball really well right now. So we're going to have to keep the ball down, do those guys, and, you know, just play post-19 baseball and have some fun.
JR, thanks much for your time. Best of luck today and throughout the tournament.
All right, appreciate it.
That again, Coach JR Thiel just here from LaMoure. We'll continue with more after this in Lisbon.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Those interviews again brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Go to dhb.bank.
Yeah, I know a few years ago we went to State Babe Ruth, and the advice that I got from Coach Bittner was, he says, everybody throws their ace the first day. So that's what we did. That worked out for us there. And, you know, I'm sure the coaches got that on their mind today. You know, like you're talking about, you heard Coach Steele just talk about, you know, his pitching rotation. They got to ride their big 3, so.
That's always the biggest thing as you get to this point. Again, LaMoure post 19 against Grafton post 41. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to the starting lineups and the opening pitch. That, again, is our pregame show brought to you in part by Chris Mull with Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. We're back after this. It's LaMoure post 19 in Grafton, followed by Edgeley and Burlington, top half of the bracket. Bottom half of the bracket, Velva and Thompson at 4 o'clock with Garrison and Lisbon to follow. We're back with the starting lineups and the opening pitch. That is next.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person, someone that knows your name and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
As we get you ready for our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower-owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. The LaMoure post squad from 19 is going to be the home team for Grafton post 41. They'll beat the visitors. Cruiser Burns in center field will be batting leadoff with Trenton Keena. The pitcher will be on the mound batting second. Ty Story, the DH, is batting third. Wes Johnson batting cleanup in left field with Soren Olson behind the plate batting fifth. Cam Frazier, the first baseman, batting sixth with Brody Lillimone at shortstop seventh. You have Easton Hansel at second base batting eighth. Chase Winterovich, the right fielder, batting ninth. Love the name. And Jack Green, the third baseman, will be in your flex or defensive spot. Opening pitch here at 10:27, and the State B Legion tournament is underway here in Lisbon. That again is our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. So we go through 1 ball, no strikes here, as this one with Pat Adair calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Cale Hamry up the right field line, and then up the third base line is Marshall Krieger. 1-1. It's now 1-2 with Mr. Mason Workin on the mound. His battery is Logan Potts. As we see the upcoming count here from Workin. Right-handed pitch. This one will be fouled back. Exner in left with Lesko in center. Joey Potts in right field. Wolde is in first base. Paul over at second. Kobe Theogis at shortstop. And Easton Theogis again is going to be at third base. Walde again over at first. Chase Miller, Brent Dick with you. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. That was our first foul ball, brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. LaMoure in their green tops, Grafton in their black. 2-2 pitch upcoming here to Cruiser Burns. This one will run all the way to the backstop now, 3-2 so far here. Brent, what have you seen from Mason Workin early on here in this game?
Oh, he's been throwing some strikes, but a good battle here, this leadoff hitter.
As the payoff pitch will be upcoming, pitch number 6 of the at-bat. Another foul ball, brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. If you need help with your monthly accounting or payroll, let Cindy Olson and her staff in Lisbon at Olson Accounting give you a hand at colsoncpa.com. A good battle brewing here for Burns, taking some pitches as well in this at-bat, and he will earn a walk, and you couldn't ask for a better leadoff batter here, Brent, to start things off.
Yeah, I mean, that's big money there. You're getting your leadoff hitter aboard here to start things out.
As we go through, as we take a look at our first base camera right there, and we'll move that up just a skosh in a second, as that one will make its way through for Burns over at first base as he gets aboard here with a runner on. How many pitches you get? Well, you get 120 in the day, 135 in the tournament, and 3 tournament appearances. Then you get days off in between, as this one going to be immediately going down, and he is safe as this one comes through. And it'll be a stolen base, brought to you in part by S&T Quick Stop. S&T Quick Stop in Thompson, fuel and fuel fast. Wasting very little time, Brent. They got into scoring position right off the bat with Burns.
Yeah, good start here right now for Grafton.
And Logan Potts did a good job taking that all the way up, that it didn't allow him to get all the way back to the backstop. Got District 5 versus District 7 here with Grafton out of District 5. LaMoure winning District 7. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss to Keena. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Good little break there for Workin to find Potts behind the plate. 1-1 pitch upcoming, and this will be the 11th pitch already of the inning here for Workin. Running fastball up and out of way, 2-1. He's got a nice little pop there, does Mason. Just can't find the zone consistently so far on that fastball here, Brent.
Yeah, I'm sure the adrenaline's pumping a little bit. You know, you got the leadoff runner aboard over at second right now.
2-1 pitch. Now makes it 2-2, and so far for Grafton, working some counts. Pitch number 5 of the at-bat upcoming after he already had, 7 pitches last at-bat. As Mason working, takes a look back at Burns at second. The pitch, swing and a miss, and he says, hey, how about that fastball? That's a big out right there after a stolen base, especially with the lefty where you can just try to roll one over, Brent, and move a guy over. So Mason working did a good job kind of saying, I'm bringing old number 1 and seeing if you can hit it. As we get the pitch upcoming here to Ty Story, the designated hitter, batting third, and he looks like a Story. I mean, he is built.
Yes.
There's a swing and a miss. I was thinking like a, high towering figure in downtown, where you got 4, 5, 6 stories moving up your way through, Brent. So you can take a look at our center field cam and the lead that Burns is trying to get that secondary lead. And there you got a break. The throw down to third base in time for the out. What a play by Logan Potts to Easton Theelgis. What a really good throw there by Potts with the right-handed batter, Brent, just to take a little around and then throw an absolute rope to Theelgis for the tag. As there'll be no balls and 2 strikes now to Ty Story, and just like that, LaMoure is 1 pitch away from getting out of a little bit of a opening inning pickle here in the top of the first. As this one will work outside for a ball, it's now 1-2. Well, after Cruiser Burns had a leadoff walks haunt is the old adage in baseball, unable to get a stolen base, get into scoring position. Working, looking for another strikeout. There it is to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We played a half inning on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's Grafton scoreless with LaMoure coming to the plate.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
A lot of people to thank here, part of the tournament staff. First, with yourliveevent.com, thanks to all of our sponsors and those who have been with us from here throughout the course of this weekend. We appreciate you. Also, tournament director Sarah Lyon, she's done a lot of the yeoman's work. Obviously, Brad Bittner here getting the field ready and everything else, Brent. But when you put on a state tournament, there's a lot of people to thank, and we won't get to all of them throughout the weekend. But would like to particularly thank Sarah for all the stuff she's done with us over the last couple months that just people don't see.
Yeah, you're talking about Sarah. She did put in a lot of work. I know she had pitched the State Legion tournament, a couple years ago when we didn't get it, and she just kept at it and pushing on it, and we finally rewarded the state tournament. So here we are.
As we get to our starting lineups here in a second for LaMoure, this one's going to be called a strike. Keena on the mound to Kobe Theelgis. Starting lineups brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Kobe Theelgis is batting leadoff with Logan Potts batting second. That one misses outside. Mason Workin batting third. Owen Lesko, the cleanup batter, fourth, with Easton Theelgis fifth. Vance Waldy, the first baseman, batting sixth. The 1-1 good breaking ball, now 1-2. Joey Potts is batting seventh, with Jaden Paul batting eighth, and Russell Exner is batting ninth here for LaMoure. That is your starting lineups here for LaMoure Post 18, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. And anytime you get a southpaw starting things off, you're Brent, always fun to see Trenton Keena on the mound, but that breaking ball is looking good so far from what we've seen early on.
Yeah, he laid that one right in there. It looked beautiful.
2-2 pitch, goes back to it out in front. That's a ground ball up the third base side. Foul ground ball brought to you in part by our friends at LaMoure Hardware. Get in touch with LaMoure Hardware throughout the week, or simply check out their website. That's LaMoure Hardware. Double plays are brought to you in part by LaMoure Hardware at LaMoureHardware.com. This one's going to be hit up the middle, and this could be a potential. Oh, it will be. Almost going to be a CNI single on the way there. You got Hansel at second base, made a great diving attempt. And I think you're going to have to put that one in there as the hit variety, but we'll see officially if that is a hit. That's their first hit of the game, brought to you in part by Chris Moe with Nodak Insurance Company. Chris Moe can prevent hits. Can't prevent hits, but he can help after life's curveballs. Chris Moe, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. So a runner at first base now. There's the pick play. Able to get back safely. Now it's to Logan Potts in a situation like this early on. A difficult play there for Hansel as it went off the bat, but he was able to save it at least from going into center field. And this one goes all the way to the backstop, and immediately going to second base on the wild pitch will be Logan Potts. And monkey see, monkey do here, Brent. Saw Grafton get a leadoff runner with no outs in scoring position. Now we see LaMoure, and we'll see how LaMoure wants to play this with Logan Potts at the plate. As for Logan Potts, he will get a hitter scout and taking his leave. Will be Kobe Thiel just now at scoring position. Pitch. This one will just miss by Keena. It's now 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes is the count. As the pitch is on the way. This one's going to be called a strike. It's 2-1. So able to get about 5 pitches with Kobe Thiel just working the count. Pitch number 4 here for Logan Potts upcoming here at the plate. As the 2-1 offering. Long look back. That'll work up and out of the zone. It's now 3-1. Logan Potts doing a good job. Brent not kind of chasing currently, especially with the runner in scoring position.
Yeah, very disciplined hitter up there at the plate right now.
So you got a base hit infield single for Thiel just on the wild pitch. He advanced to second. Keena trying to find the zone right now on the 3-1 offering. That'll be called a strike. Got just a part of the plate. There is no ABS system here in Legion Baseball, but if you're going to get that call throughout the course of the day right at the knee, Brent, you're going to take it as a pitcher. Payoff pitch. 3-2. Strike 3, looking back-to-back times. Logan Potts took it, and there's one down. Oh, Brent, if you're Keena, you're saying if you're going to give me that with padded air, calling balls and strikes, I'm going to go back there a second time and hit the spot again.
Yeah, throw your best pitch, and you nailed it right there.
Olson behind the plate, part of the battery here with Green over at third base, Lilimone at shortstop, Hanson at second, and Frazier at first base. Your infield for Grafton. This one will miss outside to Mason Workin, the pitcher batting third. Johnson in left with Burns in center, and Winterovich, who might have the name of the tournament already in game number 1, is out in right field. As we see Keena right now with the 1-0 pitch. That'll be called a strike, inconsistent, and he's finding it. That low fastball right at the knee, and now it's 1-1. Kobe Thiel just stands at second base, trying to see if he can get to third or home. There's a high towering pop-up. This will be in the infield. Lilimone barely has to move at shortstop, takes a couple of steps back, and there's 2 down. What have you seen after that infield single by Kobe Thiel that Keena's been able to do here against Potts and Workin, Brent, the last couple of batters?
Well, he's been able to change up his pitches. I mean, he's had, like you talked about, a breaking ball and that fastball across the knees, so he's just been pounding the zone there with that.
Owen Lesko now will dig in, batting from the cleanup spot, the center fielder here today. As Lesko, probably 2% body fat with those muscles that he has right there. As this one misses up for a ball, it's now 1-0. There's certain guys that just look different, and Owen Lesko looks like a football player, you know?
Yep.
One.
I said Coach Storhog, a wrestling coach, always said they got usable muscles or showy muscles, and he's got usable muscles. So.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
1-0 pitch. Keena will miss down low. That's now 2-0. See if he can maybe muscle one out down the left field line. It's 331, 360 to left center, 376 to straightaway center, 337 to right, and 323 down the right field line. And now you'd give him a green light on 3-0, or do you let him take here, Brent?
I'd let him take.
As Owen Lesko trying to see if Keena can find the zone as it currently stands right now. 3 balls, no strikes. We'll see what Coach J.R. Thiel just gives him the green light, or if he says, you know what, let's just take one. He's going to take fastball, hit it again, 3-1. Let's see if he goes back something low down and away here against Lesko. As Keena with the 3-1. Foul tip off of Olson, 3-2. What's been working for Keena after an Olson accounting foul ball there, Brent, in terms of that fastball that's running low?
Man, it must be just a little bit outside there, and the pitchers or the batters just kind of freezing.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and sometimes in high school sports, and the same when it comes to Legion, you don't always get crossover of different districts or different tournaments. So for some of these teams, it's the first time you've seen each other, and it could be the first time in years that you've played against one another. As Keena, 1 pitch away from getting out of the situation here in the bottom of the first. And he strikes him out, comes back 3-0 with 3 consecutive strikes to finish the side. There were no runs on a hit, no error, and a runner left. We played 1 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. We're scoreless here in the opening game of the 2026 North Dakota State B Legion Baseball Tournament.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
Scoreless so far through 1 inning of play. Working on for his 2nd inning of work as he will go up against the 4, 5, and 6 batters. Wes Johnson, Soren Olson, and Cam Frazier falls behind here 1-0 to Wes Johnson. Johnson with a swing that's going to be hit up the third base side. That'll go foul. Foul ball is brought to you in part by Olson Accounting, and that foul ball, Brent, going towards the pool. So if you want to bring the kids down, hang out after the pool when it's 90 degrees for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's going to look good here in about 2 or 3 hours.
There's a swing and a miss. Working after walking Cruiser Burns was able to strike out Keena Story and then get help from Logan Potts throwing out Burns at third base to get out of that first inning. Here's the 1-2. And we talked about the fastball working for Keena. The fastball is working for Workin as he struck out 3 consecutive batters.
Yeah, Workin's been working kind of on that high fastball. I think there, he just kind of found the range, and the batter took a hack at it.
As Soren Olson, the catcher, batting 5th here, will try to get the first base hit of the contest for Grafton. This one runs up and out of the zone. It's 1-0. How many pitches you get again? You get a $120. You can finish your batter going through the 120 and over, but then that goes towards your overall pitch count at 135. And sometimes just a long at-bat can maybe be a difference in a game, even if you don't get on, Brent.
Yeah, I mean, you get a pitcher, just like the leadoff batters there, 7, 8 pitches in that at-bat.
As the 2-0, that'll work inside now, 3-0. Coming up after this game wraps up, give it about 25 minutes for IO raking the field. Starting lineups, Edgeley posts 146, and the Burlington Bulldogs. Love the alliteration, as that's called a strike. It's 3-1. Win this game, you play tomorrow in the winner's bracket at 4. You lose, you head to 10:30 in a must-win contest in the consolation portion, or the loser portion of the bracket. 5-pitch walk. One thing Grafton has done through 5 batters, Brent, is 2 walks, but then the other 3 have struck out, so they're trying to put the ball in play against Workin a little bit here, as we get a courtesy runner coming in for the catcher here for Grafton.
Yeah, like you're talking about, Workin's been working that high fastball. He hasn't been able to find the zone a lot with it, but he just keeps on going back to it.
Stuckaluck will be over at first base. So Stuckaluck over at Winorovich and Stuckaluck. If I was playing Wheel of Fortune, I'd like to buy a vowel. This one goes foul. It's 0-1 with Frazier here at the plate. So Frazier will dig in now, the first baseman. And if you're working, you've been effective, right? I mean, 3 strikeouts,
Yes.
obviously. But then also now 2 walks. So for the head coach here of Grafton with Brian Fike with the runner at first, we'll see the play they want to put on with the 0-1. Runner stays put. It's now 1-1. What have you seen, Brett, from this kind of just has the feeling after that first inning of maybe a pitcher's duel between these two teams so far.
Yeah, I mean, you do look at the pitch count. We're getting into, high pitch count here for the second inning. So both pitchers just trying to find the zone here and be consistent.
All I know is if that ball was 10 feet under, I'd be scrambling like the 4th of July fireworks right now because you have a bird's eye view. But be ready if a right-handed batter is late for the press box. We're going to duck and cover.
Yeah, no screen in front of us.
1-2 pitch for Workin. Breaking ball, that'll miss at the letters. Logan Potts has already thrown one guy out, and when a catcher can throw a guy out, how does that just change the game, Brent, behind the plate?
Yeah, I mean, you're just giving that team an out there. You gave an out away to the other team and just kind of kills any momentum that you had.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 down. Stuckaluck over at first. Fastball up and in. Now 3-2, and to your point, Workin already at 30 pitches here, and he's gotten 4 outs. Will Stuckaluck stay put at first, or will he be off and running? He'll be off and running. 3-2 pitch. There's a strikeout, a chance for a strike him out, throw him out, but Stuckaluck will slide in safely. He was going off on the pitch. So second stolen base here for Grafton. Frazier strikes out. Workin starting to rack him up in the K category, as that'll be his 4th strikeout of the morning. Oh, breakfast in baseball, never a bad thing to open up a weekend here, as this is the final day of July already. As runner will stay put at second. Brody Lillamone, the tall, towering shortstop, also a really good basketball player, will dig in 1-0. Workin delivers a strike, now 1-1. Second time for Grafton that they've got a runner in scoring position. Did in the first, now here in the second. Workin takes a look, 1-1, foul tip. It's now 1-2 on the Olson Accounting foul ball. Well, for Workin, you're one good pitch away, but for Grafton, we've seen something, Brent, that they've been aggressive on the base pass so far here this morning.
Yeah, they're not afraid to run. They're not afraid to take big secondary leads out there.
1-2 pitch, that'll miss. And speaking of secondary lead, about a good 25 to 30 feet was Stuckaluck before he put on the brakes. So let's get back to second base. The 2-2 upcoming from Workin. Lillamone hits one on the ground. This one will be a CNI single through into right field, as the right fielder will come in and can't make the play. Coming in to score is Stuckaluck, as he was off on the swing of the bat, and Broly Lillamone with an opposite field CNI single gives the Grafton the first lead of the contest on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's now 1-0 Grafton. Now runner will make its way at first base, and Lillamone, as Lillamone will stay put after it got off the glove of Potts for a second. Easton Hansel, the second baseman, will dig in, and that was just the definition of a CNI single because Waldy did everything he could to try to bat that ball down at first.
Yep.
Workin will deliver a strike. It's 1-1. The one thing it's starting to do, pitch count, you got 2 more for Workin, then he's at 40. So he'll be a third of what he can throw in a particular day. 1-1. This will be on the ground, another chance, and this one's going to eat up Waldy. And that'll be an error on the play for the first baseman. First error of the contest, and now runners at first and second. And J.R. Thiel just said it on our pregame show, Brent, and sometimes an error can be the worst thing from a pitch count perspective because the next guy comes up and has a 8-pitch at bat. All of a sudden, those are 8 pitches you just can't have later in the game.
Yeah, and it's, just kind of like you're talking about getting thrown out there, how that changes momentum, giving the other team an out.
Winorovich will take one up and in. It's now 1-0. So Winorovich, batter number 9, and then this will be the first time through the lineup card for Working before it goes back to Cruiser Burns. 1-0 pitch, going to be in the turf here now, 2-0. When you talk with players, Brent, with a turf mound and turfed home plate, anything different than maybe the dirt or all natural, so to speak?
Yeah, you know, I don't. I know the players like it a lot more. You know, they don't have to deal with a a clay mound that's sticky or just not put together right. So I know the players seem to like the turf mound and the turf home plate.
2 balls, 1 strike here. Big pitch either way to base hit. Maybe 2 runs, maybe come in. If it's another strike here by Working, all of a sudden you get out of the situation with just 1 run against and try to get those bats to the plate here for LaMoure. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on, and it's the second. It's Deuces Wild out of the zone, now 3-2. A lot of long at-bats, I think, have been for Grafton, too. Working counts, not swinging on the first pitch. They're being willing to, like Joe Mauer, take some pitches, right? Runners will be going on the 3-2. Popped. We'll see if it's a chance here, and that will be Bermuda's Triangle as both Working, Logan Potts, and Waldy all gave it a good yeoman's chance. Just didn't stay up there long enough for having a chance to make the play. So we'll continue with 3-2 as LaMoure stands at second base. Hansel on the air stands at first, and you got Winterovich with a good battle right now here against Working. As Working looking for his 5th strikeout and also a strikeout of the side if he can get it. Strike 3, looking to retire the side. There was a run on a hit, 1 error and 2 runners left, and Working has struck out 5 batters, but the Grafton Post 41s club does take the lead. It's 1-0 as we make our way to the bottom of the 2nd inning on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
As we come back here, bottom of the 2nd inning, Chase Miller and alongside Brett Dick with you as we're broadcasting today from the Wallach Johnson Insurance Agency broadcast booth. Professional insurance service with a personal touch with locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, and Rutland. Go online to nd-insure.com at Wallach Johnson Insurance Company. This one called a strike. Easton Thielges, Vance Waldy, and Joey Potts against Akina. For Working, 47 pitches so far through 2 innings. Well, for Keena, this will be pitch number 23 upcoming. This one will miss for a ball. Easton Thielges, Waldy, and Potts again against Keena. Keena also got a couple strikeouts in that 1st inning. Breaking ball, gets it over for a strike. Gave up an infield single to Colby Thielges, but then really bared down after that, Pat, back in the 1st inning. Pat Adair calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, Keena working real quick pace here off the mound.
And he gets another strikeout, back-to-back Ks for Keena, as it'll be a strike 3 swinging. And there's one down here as Easton Thielges will dig into the plate. So for Waldy, now the first baseman, we'll try to get a 1-out rally going for LaMoure, while for Keena, if he can get that breaking ball across and then get that first pitch strike like we saw there that handcuffed Waldy. You don't need a lot of pitchers to be effective in baseball, Brent, but if you get 2, you can be really dangerous.
Definitely, yep.
Now 0-2. Old cat and mouse game. Are you sitting on a fastball? You're waiting for an off-speed pitch. Well, that's the batter-hitter pitcher variety. This one will jam him, but able to foul that one off over the restrooms and on to the slide, and the little kid's okay. So no balls and 2 strikes. Little kid gets a foul ball and a chance to get a buck if you bring that to the concession stands here in Lisbon.
Yeah, one thing with that foul ball, it does help break up Keena's rhythm on mound, so that does help the batter out.
0-2 foul again, brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. Olson Accounting, if you need help with your monthly accounting, get in touch with Cindy and her staff at colsoncpa.com here in Lisbon. So no balls and 2 strikes. Little off-speed pitch there. Brenton Keena is dicing it right now for his 4th strikeout.
Yeah, he's just locked in here.
Keena has struck out 3 consecutive batters and 4 of the last 5 since the infield single by Thielges. Nothing has literally got on the infield so far, with 1 pop-out to the shortstop to LaMoure.
Yeah, doing a good job mixing up his pitches, fastballs, off-speed.
Joey Potts will try to change that here. Takes a ball to open the at-bat, 1-0. This one called a strike. It's now 1-1. Jaden Paul on deck for LaMoure, while for Grafton it'll be top of the lineup with Cruiser Burns leading things off in the 3rd. 1-1 pitch, good breaking ball, but that'll just miss. But if you're Keena, you'll miss there all afternoon.
Yeah, he was right around the strike zone with that pitch as well.
2 balls and a strike here. This will miss for a ball now, 3-1. Keena on the verge of potentially walking his first batter here for LaMoure.
Yeah, we might have did the announcer jinx on him.
I love when people ask, do you believe in the announcer's jinx or not? And everyone's got an answer for it.
Yeah.
3-1 pitch, called a strike. Corey Provis with the Twins says you're just calling the game, so there's no announcer's jinx. That's your. But then Thanksgiving a couple years ago in Detroit, I think was Jim Nance that said this kicker's never missed from 25 yards, and he shanks it as this one is popped up down the first base line. We'll see if there's enough room, and that'll be made the play. Frazier, literally out of view, makes the play down the line for a 3-up, 3-down inning here for Keena. We played 2 innings today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's Grafton 1, LaMoure scoreless as we make our way to the top of the 3rd. The friendly staff at LaMoure Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at LaMoure Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by LaMoure Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of LaMoure in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LaMoureDrugstore.com. That's LaMoureDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out. As we come back here, a quick look at our bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Hunter Insurance Agency. LaMoure post-19 Grafton winner will go and play at 4 o'clock tomorrow against the winner of Edgeley and Burlington. That game's coming up next. The loser will play the loser of that game to open day number 2 tomorrow morning at 10:30. Bottom half of the bracket, Velva post 39 against Thompson post 181 at 4 o'clock. And then roughly at around 6:15 after the opening ceremonies, could be closer to 6:30 depending on how that Thompson-Velva game goes. It'll be Garrison post 49 and Lisbon post 7. And we'll have the opening ceremonies for you right here on YourLiveEvent.com. Bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Hunter Insurance Agency, dedicated to providing you the best support for your insurance requests. Go to HunterInsuranceAgency.com. Chase Miller, Brent Dick with you here from LFD Field at Sandager Park as top of the lineup, second time through here with Cruiser, Burns, Keena, and Story. Mason Workin, pitch 48, and pitch 48 was laced to left and down for a base hit. Burns gets the single. That's the hardest hit ball that we've seen from Grafton in play, and Burns, we saw him get a stolen base in the first inning. We'll see if he gets a stolen base here in inning number 3 as well. Holding him on is Waldy at first base, is working from the stretch against the lefty Keena. Runner stays put. Keena takes a strike. It's 0-1. Talked about announcer's jinx, but you also see something in baseball, Brent, about second and third time through seeing a pitcher. We'll talk about it here after this pitch. The 0-1's going to be hit, and that's through into right. Joey Potts will come on. Burns is trying to go first to third. Here's the throw. It's going to hit him. Going to be backed up by Axner. The secondary runner will go then to second base, and Keena. Burns with a hard charge first to third. Potts threw a really good one, but it just hit the shoulder blade in the back that allowed Keena then to get to second base, a pair of singles, and we got things going here for Grafton in the top of the third. But what is it about the second time and third time through seeing a pitcher, Brent, and now Grafton right on cue with 2 singles to put the ball in play after striking out 5 times the first time through against Workin?
Yeah, I mean, you're just seeing the ball better. Second, third time through the lineup, you've seen the ball better. Their nerves are kind of winding down a little bit. You're into the flow of the game.
Taking a big cut at that one was Ty Story, the DH, who struck out swinging his last time up. Infield will come in for LaMoure with Grafton up by 1. Story trying to put something in the outfield grass, and a couple of uppercut swings, falls behind 0-2. I'll see if he challenges him again at the letters. Does, and Story takes it.
Yeah, 3 fastballs in a row there by Workin.
Mason Workin, pitch number 54 upcoming on his late morning. Strike 3, looking good spot for Workin, low and away, and a big out number 1 here in the top of the third. So Wes Johnson now will come up to the plate. And he will just try to put the ball in play, but with the infield in and a speedy runner. Curious to see what Coach Fike wants to do, because sometimes you have that hit play on, right, where if immediately it's hit on the ground, you're beelining it from third.
Yep.
Working with the long stretch. Delivers a strike, it's 0-1. Wes Johnson 0 for 1 today with a strikeout swinging back in the second inning. There's one thing Workin has done well, it's getting punch-outs, and he needs another one here. Runners in a break. It's a straight suicide squeeze. It's not going to work. Logan Potts will come on, and they take the runner out at home. It was a straight suicide squeeze, and couldn't put the bunt down. There was Johnson, and Logan Potts immediately came out of his crouch, made the play at home, and Cruiser Burns for the second time is caught stealing.
Yeah, the coach there took a little bit of a risk with that suicide squeeze. Didn't work, so LaMoure picking up another out.
1 ball and 1 strike, and now it's going to be 2-1. Secondary runner Keena does go to third. That's a tough one, right? If you can't put the bunt down, then you leave your man into no man's land. 2-1. This one's going to get by the catcher. Logan Potts will field it. Just going to cover the position there was Workin. And Grafton does get a run across there on the pass ball, as it will be Keena to come in and score the second run of the contest. Tough one from both situations, right? If you're Grafton, you might be thinking of having a more crooked number, but you get 1 run across. And if you're LaMoure coming into the inning, you probably would say, okay, 1 run is great, but you had a chance to get out of the inning unscathed, Brent.
Yeah, the situation, the turn of events there, emotions up and down here right now.
It is a lot going on in a little pitcher's duel. The small things win or lose you games, and that's what we're seeing right now. Yep. Payoff pitch here for Workin. That'll miss low. It's going to be a walk, and Johnson will take first base. Wes Johnson will have the third walk of the contest here for Grafton as he stands at first. And now it goes to Soren Olsen, who earned the second walk of the game back in inning number 2. Pitch number 61 here for Workin upcoming. This will be a foul tip off the front foot here of Olsen. We'll keep it here at no balls and 1 strike. Interesting situation, right, Brent? You get the suicide squeeze, and then all of a sudden, 2 pitches later, you get the pass ball for the run. Just a lot of a roller coaster there in a couple pitches.
Yeah. So it makes baseball an amazing game right there.
No balls and a strike with the runner at first. Breaking ball will miss. It's 1-1. A lot of strategy kind of going through, too. I mean, we've seen Grafton, as we said from the first inning, being aggressive, trying to get that extra 90 feet. With Johnson taking his leave off of first. He'll stay put. Fastball runs up now 2-1. As Workin from the stretch. As the 2-1 pitch. Foul tip. It's now 2-2. What is the one thing, though, as a pitcher, Brent, when you know that guys are willing to take 4 or 5, 6 pitches as an at-bat? What does that kind of do for you as a pitcher a little bit?
Yeah, it just starts to be a mind game then. You're up there, maybe you got 2 strikes on the guy, and he just keeps following him off, and you're just hoping, hey, maybe this one will get by him. But, it doesn't happen. He just keeps battling.
Back-to-back full counts here for Grafton and a chance to get back-to-back walks as well. Runner will go with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. 3-2 pitch fouled again, brought to you in part by Olsen Accounting. We'll continue here with a 3-2 count, and that pitch count continues to rise, just under 70 pitches here for Workin. He's right now runner at first base is Wes Johnson. Pitch, Workin will take a walk. Or Olson will take a walk from Workin. So Mason Workin so far 2 2/3 innings worked. He's given up 3 hits in the contest with 3 runs, 2 of them, coming across with 2 runs across so far. And he's given up a earned run, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. As we get a quick pitching meeting on the mound, brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center. At Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, the premier dealer for all of your building supply needs. From the basics to home improvement and complete pre-built homes is Riverside Building Center. Stop in by Lisbon, or you can simply go online to rbclisbon.com. That again is rbclisbon.com. So for J.R. Theologist here, and just having an assistant coach going out there and talking over to Mason, just what is the situation being talked about right now, Brent, after a couple of walks here?
Yeah, you're just talking, just telling the players, hey, we got 2 outs. We just need 1 more out. We got runners at first and second. This is what we need to do with the ball when we get it.
Again, a meeting on the mound brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center. So runner at second, it was Wes Johnson. Stuckaluck stands over at first base, and Frazier takes a strike, gets 0-1. Frazier struck out his last time up. Works ahead in the count. Swing and a miss, and this will be pitch number 70 now upcoming for Workin. It's a good day, Brent, when you're in the pool by 11 o'clock over up the left field line. Just seeing that is already busy here in Lisbon.
Yeah, it's a good way to start or spend your Friday.
0-2 pitch. This will be hit in the air, and that'll die in front of the center fielder, Lesko. Lesko will come up throwing. He'll go to third base to get the secondary runner, unable to do so. Coming in to score is Wes Johnson, as Stuckaluck goes first to third, and Frazier delivers the goods. It's 3-0 Grafton. Third run of the game coming in. That one here against Workin. 0-2 count. Frazier timed it up and didn't necessarily hit it on the screws, Brent, but got it enough to get over that second baseman and deliver an RBI.
Yeah, that's the one thing as a coach, you didn't want to see there after you got talking or just getting done talking to your pitcher.
As Brody LaMoure will come up to the plate. LaMoure will take one out and out of the zone. It's now 1-0. LaMoure with a CNI single his last time up. So far, Frazier with a run driven in and LaMoure with a run driven in here today. LaMoure fouls this one back. It's 1-1, very intimate setting here at Lisbon Fire Department Field, especially with the grandstands. You can bring out your own umbrellas and lawn chairs if you want. Sit down the line. 1-1 pitch, a high chopper. This one will be difficult. Easton Thiel just quickly fires, throws in time with the stretch by Waldy. Now it's going to be 5-3 to retire this side. But 2 runs do come across off of 3 hits. There were 2 runners left on base as we play 2.5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's 3-0 in favor of the Grafton Post 41 squad.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions or visit planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Come back, bottom of the 3rd inning here, and for LaMoure looking to get something brewing with their 8, 9, and 1 batters. Paul Exner and Theologist will be coming up on the play. This one will be popped, jammed, and foul, as now 0-2 upcoming. So Paul Exner, and then that'll be the first time through for Keena. Keena will have his 39th pitch upcoming for Grafton. Works ahead as he did in the second inning. The 0-2 and 3 pitches. That's good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Brent, and it's 1 down.
Yeah, he continues his streak and, just keeps up that fast pace. He hasn't slowed down.
5 pitches. You say Burley-esque for some people out there will know Mark Burley, a lefty for the Chicago White Sox. And when he pitched, you knew it was going to be about a 2-hour 15 game because he wasted 0 time on the mound. First pitch swinging is Exner. It's 0-1. And on the opposite side, we said when you take pitches and work an at-bat, but when pitcher gets strike number 1, Brent, all of a sudden the at-bat feels really quick.
Right.
0-1, that'll miss. It's 1-1. It's kind of maybe like quicksand. Right now you know you're down 0-1, you're down 0-2. You don't have time to breathe, and then boom, here comes a fastball that you're maybe not ready for.
Yep. Yeah, he's been just throwing a lot of strikes.
This will be a bunt, trying to make him feel this position. Fires, throws in time. Nice play by Keena, as Exner was just trying to see if he could bunt one up the third base line. Keena able to get off the mound quickly, make the throw over to Frazier. 1-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. So first time through the lineup card for Keena, he goes 2 2/3 hit against by Kobe Theelgis, who will dig in. 5 strikeouts and no walks. Not a bad way to open up the tournament here if you're Keena in the Grafton Post 41 club, as this one misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Can LaMoure pass the baton now with 2 outs? Can he get a couple of guys on and get 1 hit in some capacity, maybe drive in a run? Well, for Grafton right now, you can put another goose egg up on this board. You can really start to maybe grasp the game as we make our way through the middle part. There's a hard swing in the air to left center field. A little giddy up by Colby Theelgis. That'll 2-hop the wall. We'll see how quickly Theelgis can run. Burns will quickly put the ball in. LaMoure comes in. Hardest hit ball of the tournament so far, brought to you in part by Colby Theelgis. That was a rocket. It's 360 out to left center. He probably hit that about 345 before it came down to Mother Nature. And Colby Theelgis gets the first extra base hit of the contest here for LaMoure.
Yeah, Colby played in the state Babe Ruth tournament last week. He's here in the state Legion tournament this week.
Able to come through, and we see that a little bit, right? You get to have that Babe Ruth and Legion, depend on that age and where you're at in terms of your chances. As this one will miss for a ball, it's now 1-0, and that's just the second time and the first since the first inning that LaMoure's had a runner in scoring position. That was also Colby Theelgis. This is a high chopper. Keena's going to play it, and he slips at third, trying to put the foot in the ground, and just will take a big divot up the third base line. So going to third base will be Colby Theelgis. Logan Potts will make his way to first. You'll see runners at the corners right now, and all of a sudden the tying run here with Mason Workin will come up. That was going to be a difficult play regardless, Brett, for Keena, and then just kind of the blown tire, if you will.
Yeah, and the field is still a little bit slippery after that rain yesterday. We got some humidity, so kind of greasy grass out there right now.
I like it, greasy grass. That should be a team nickname as we see this one being called the strike. Red Hawks or the Bismarck Larks, your alternate name, greasy grass. I like it. No balls in one strike here is Workin, trying to see if he can put the ball in play as Theelgis and Potts did. The 0-1. He does put the ball in play. This one will be a C&I single, and LaMoure is on the board. Going to second base will be Logan Potts, who had to have his quick two-step to not get hit. Coming to score from third is Colby Theelgis. Potts goes to second. An opposite field single and a run driven in by Mason Workin. Sometimes, Brent, you can see that ball come through the zone a little bit, and Mason waited, able to punch it into right, got by Frazier and Hansel, and also his teammate Logan Potts, and LaMoure is on the board.
Yeah, Coach Field just mentioned, they can hit the ball, and LaMoure's throwing here in this 2-out rally. They're putting the steal on the ball right now.
Tying run at first here for LaMoure as Keena will miss up and in. This is now 1-0. He went through 4 batters in the first, a 3-up, 3-down second. This is batter number 5 in the third, and it's all being a 2-out variety, or batter number 6, here in the third. So can you pass the baton? And the answer is yes, Brent. When you see a guy like Colby Theo just hit a double, What does that do for the guys in the dugout after Keena was just dealing through 2 innings?
Yeah, it shows them that there is hope. There's a little spark now in that LaMoure dugout.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second is Potts working over at first. Keena with the 1-1. Good breaking ball. Lesko swing and a miss. It's 0 and make it 1-2.
Yeah, Keena just said, I'm not done yet out here.
Must be pitch number 50 here for Keena. In comparison, Workin has 73 pitches through 3 innings. Swing and a miss, and Workin gets punched out for the second time this afternoon. A run does come in off of 3 2-out hits, no errors and 2 runners left on base. A new score on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard through 3. It's Grafton 3, LaMoure 1 as we head to the 4th.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon. Featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we get to the top of the 4th inning, first pitch swinging, and Hansel hits one in the air to right, and that'll be down for a base hit. 1 pitch, and runner on here as Hansel gets on first base. That'll be the 5th hit of the contest here for Grafton. Able to do a nice job here in this one for Grafton. Get some runners on against Workin, and now it goes to Winterovich. Batter number 9 in the lineup here for Winterovich. Runner at first, Waldy holding him on. Looking to bunt. He did go through, says Pat Adair. It's 0-1. Exner in left field with Lesko in center, Joey Potts in right. Waldy at first with Paul at second. Kobe Theolgis at shortstop. Easton Theolgis over at third, and Logan Potts behind the plate with Workin again on the mound for your infield and outfield assignments for LaMoure. Looking to bunt. Now it's going to be 1-1, and with Winterovich here, Brent, number 9 batter, trying to see if he can put the bunt down and get that runner into scoring position right now.
Yeah, that'd be a big win there for the Grafton lineup there with the number 9 batter.
Winterovich will take a strike. It's 1-2. Right now with 1-2, do you still put the bunt on or do you take it off? Because if you bunt it foul,
it's a strike.
See what Coach Fike wants to do. Winterovich not coming around right now. He's going to be swinging away, but he'll take up and out of the zone. It's 2-2. With how many pitches you've gone to in a batter here, Workin might only have an inning and 2/3 left unless you get some double plays or a chance to get some quick outs. 2-2 pitch. Good breaking ball by Workin. That might be his best in the morning for the strikeout. That's his 7th. Brent, you couldn't throw that any better against Winterovich right there if you're Workin.
Yeah, just broke to the outside corner and left him staring at it.
So now it goes to Cruiser Burns, 3rd time through the lineup card here for Grafton. First pitch, swinging, hits one in the air to straightaway center, and that'll die in front of Lesko. Lesko will quickly get this one back in. Burns wasting little time, and he might be a player of the game to talk about here. A walk, a single, but he's been caught stolen twice at third base and at home, but he's reached base all 3 times, Brent.
Yeah, the got to give credit there to the LaMoure defense, though, being able to throw out Cruiser Burns, because I know he's a heck of an athlete up there for Grafton.
Keena has scored a run here today, 1 of 2 at the plate with a single his last time up, and Keena takes a ball outside. It's 1-0, and he could also be a player of the game right now if Grafton can find a way to win this one. Still a lot of baseball left here, middle part of the game. Keena takes a strike. It's 1-1. So Hansel stands over at second base. Burns at first. Workin, 1 ball, 1 strike here to the opposing pitcher in Keena. The 1-1 Breaking ball. This one is hit to right. Joey Potts has to go back, and he can't make the play. Rounding second on his way home will be Hansel. How far can Burns go? He will go to third. It's an RBI double for Keena, and he makes it a 4-1 advantage. A really nice play there for Keena. Barreled up that baseball. Easton comes in to score as Cruiser goes to third. And now it's a 4-1 contest and runners in scoring position yet again here for Grafton.
Yeah, I would say this is likely the most hits I've seen to right field in a Legion baseball game in some time.
Story takes a good cut at it. Tell you what, when he swings, it's 110%.
Yes, it is.
No balls and a strike, and the wind's not blowing out to right either, Brent, sometimes where you might say it could.
I think he moved the flag just a little bit there.
1 ball and a strike. You have Burns right now at second base. Over at third, is Burns. Keena over at second. Keena with a big secondary lead with the infield in. So you get one in the outfield, it's probably a 2 RBI situation here for Story.
Yeah, especially with those leads that the Grafton runners, their base runners take.
1-2 pitch upcoming. Swing and a miss, and Working gets a large strikeout. 8th strikeout of the game for Work, and the third was Story, out number 2. And it kind of has that feeling one big hit from Grafton here could open up the game, but you get one more out for LaMoure, and you can maybe put another run across, and LaMoure trying to stay close as Johnson takes a strike. 0 for 1 today for West with a walk and a run scored in the third. He struck out swinging in the second. 89th pitch for Workin. Fouled off, brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. It's 0-2. Tell you what, if you do park close to the ballpark here, if you're up the third base side, I hope you have foul ball insurance.
Yes.
If not, might be dangerous.
That's right. Yeah, you see there are no cars parked down that line right now.
The 0-2 pitch will run up and in. It's 1-2. Parked there earlier to drop off the gear. And then I said, where there's mini golf a little ways away by the swimming pool, let's park there. Because if someone hits a foul ball there, you deserve it.
Yep.
1-2-0. What a play by Logan Potts. If that gets by him, Burns easily probably comes in and scores.
Yeah, Logan Potts probably about 6'2", 6'1" there, and he had to use all that reach to grab that one and pull it down.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 runners on here in the fourth. Working. 2-2. This one's going to be hit in the air to right, and 1 run will come in and score. Keena's being waved in, and the relay throw is not going to be in time. It's a bases clearing 2 RBI single for Wes Johnson, and Grafton indeed has opened it up with 3 runs here in the top of the 4th inning. 6-1 as Johnson gets the single. 2 runs coming in. Burns comes in to score. Also, from there, coming in to score is Keena. So Keena will come in as well. And 2 runs will come in, and Mason Workin, it looks like his after morning will be done. We'll let you know about the pitching change when we come up around the corner. That is brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center here on your liveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
As we come back here, as we get to our pitching change here, brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center. At Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, they can help you out with home improvement from the basics to complete pre-built homes, or if you want to build from the studs, stop by Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com. So this one will be a straight switch on the way. Third baseman and the pitcher will switch. Easton Theogis will try to get the pickoff throw of Wes Johnson. 2 runs driven in, both Burns and Keena coming in to score. As Workin goes to third base, as this one will miss for a ball. As you have 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts for Mason Workin in 3 2/3 of an innings pitched. As now Theogis comes on looking for his first out with that breaking ball. Just a different speed and different variety here, Brent, maybe from what we saw from Mason on that breaking ball there from Theogis.
Yeah, just keep him off balance there with that off-speed pitch.
1-1 pitch upcoming. Off-speed pitch again, hit up the third baseline foul, and we'll do it all over again to Soren Olsen. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 down. Olsen has walked 2 times, and then his courtesy runners came in to score once. But right now, Grafton has opened the game up a little bit here, up by 5 midway through. Also miss outside for a ball. Runner at first base is Wes Johnson. Grafton looking for that elusive third out here in the inning. Oh, just missed now, 3-2. Not saying like it's an eephus pitch, but it kind of feels like it a little bit from Theogis out there. Payoff pitch, 3-2, strike 3 looking, and Theogis gets the punch out in relief. But that's still good inning from the Grafton perspective. 3 runs across on 4 hits. There were no runs and a runner left on base. We played 3.5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's 6-1 in favor of Grafton.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve.
And OTC medication. You can find it all at LaMoure Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by LaMoure Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of LaMoure in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LaMoureDrugstore.com. That's LaMoureDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
As we come back here, just some technical difficulties that has made its way through. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, a couple of outs right now here with Easton Theogis and then Vance Waldy. As Theogis flew out to center and Vance Waldy flew out to Winterovich. Now it goes to Joey Potts, and Keena is cooking on the mound. Pitch number 58, missed for a ball. It's 1-0. It's the State B Legion Baseball Tournament here today on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller, Brent Dick, and you on this Friday morning. As this would be called a strike, it's now 1-1. Potts popped out to the shortstop LaMoure in the 2nd inning as the 1-1 pitch. That'll be called a strike. It's now 1-2. As both Edgley and Burlington await the conclusion of this game. 1-2 pitch, going to be hit in the air. This will be a nice sliding, diving play by Burns in center field to retire the side. A 3-up, 3-down inning here for Grafton defensively. We'll keep it here. This in-game update is brought to you in part by Bank North. Go to banknorth.bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. If you're just joining us for the line score, Grafton, 6 runs, 7 hits. They have yet to commit an error, and Grafton has 5 runners left on base. Well, for LaMoure, 1 run on 4 hits. They've committed 2 errors, and they left 3 runners on base. Mason Workin is on the hook right now for the loss, as he was ran out after 3 2/3 after he struck out 8, but gave up 4 walks, 7 hits, 6 earned. And Keena right now, 4 innings of work, as he's given up 4 hits, 1 run that was earned, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. That's an in-game update brought to you in part by Bank North. Bank North should feel personal, and at Bank North it does. Proud to be local, supporting local teams and communities they serve. Member FDIC, equal housing lender is Bank North. Brent, I guess what's been your biggest takeaway so far through 4 innings of baseball as we make our way to the top of the 5th inning?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it there when you're talking about Mason work and they're giving up those 4 walks and just the aggressiveness and the ability of Grafton when they do have those base runners on. They're able to do the hit and run and get those runners around to score.
As right now for Grafton, you can start getting greedy when you start getting up on a team by 5. Right, you put 2 or 3 more runs up in an inning. Now all of a sudden, Brent, that mercy rule starts coming into play in a tournament. That's awfully large in terms of pitches and guys that you have to throw for later on the tournament if you get the chance.
Yeah, that's kind of like you talked about a 3-0 count. If you get in a situation like that and you got a runner on, you might give your batter a green light on that one.
As Cam Frazier will dig in, fouls this one off. It's 0-1. Frazier, so far today, is 1 of 2 at the plate with a single and a strikeout. Going up against Easton Thiel just as Frazier hits one in the air. This one has a chance to split the gap, but Lesko got a good beat on it in center. And that'll be a line drive out to center field. 2 pitches, 1 down here to open up the top of the 5th inning. Well, on the opposite side, if you're LaMoure,
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions or visit planterdoc.com.
as we continue here on yourliveevent.com, parting with us as we have some technical difficulties right now making its way through with just some of the internet that we're having. So just a couple of, I want to call it gremlins in the line, if you will, as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning as it stands right now. So nice little inning for Thielgis to get out of a 3-up, 3-down, a line out by Flazier. Brody Lillimon with a flyout and a grounder for Hansel. As now for LaMoure, it'll be Paul Exner and Colby Thielgis at the plate. This one's going to be called a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike here. Paul Exner and Colby Thielgis will be upcoming. The pitch. This will be hit. Fiston towards Lillimon at shortstop. Lillimon comes in, makes the throw over across in time to Frazier. 6-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Russell Exner will dig in now as Exner 0 for 1 tried to bunt his last time up in the 3rd inning, but Keena made a good play on it, and that's where we stand right now as Keena, see this being called a strike. It's 0-1. State baseball tournament here today in Lisbon as 3rd baseman in green in on the bag. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Keena right now at 63 pitches, very much in control in terms of how many more outs he can get. The question. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Keena continues to rack him up with his 7th strikeout here today. Well, for LaMoure, good news is last time they scored a run, it was in this same situation with 2 down in an inning. Colby Thielgis hit a ringing double to left center field, got a couple of hits after that. They will try to do the same here. Keena works with a breaking ball. That'll be out of the zone. It's 1-0.
Yeah, that might be on, top of Keena's mind right now. He started out kind of that pitch outside there on Thielgis.
As Keena sees this one, that'll miss for a ball now 2-0. As they're trying to see if Colby Thielgis can get something on the barrel of the baseball here. The pitch. That'll miss for a ball now 3-0. For Keena, I haven't said a 3-0 count too often here this morning. This will be called a strike. It's 3-1 in a game that got underway back just over an hour and 10 minutes ago at 10:27. Keena sees the 3-1. It'll be called a strike now, 3-2. Able to come back with a couple of strikes here. Keena trying to finish Theogis off. Well, Theogis looking to get on board with 2 down here in the inning. There's a hit, but that'll go foul. Foul ball is brought to you in part by Olson Accounting here in Lisbon. Well, for Keena right now, the payoff pitch will be upcoming as the sun trying to peek through the clouds here in Lisbon. 3-2 fouled again, and for Kobe Theogis, probably one of the longer at-bats that we've seen against Keena here this morning, Brett.
Yeah, it kind of looks like, the battle between Theogis and Keena, out there on the mound. Both are pitchers right now dueling it out.
And Kobe Theogis takes a strike 3 looking, and Keena has struck out 8 so far through 5 innings of play. As we played 5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, we make our way to the top of the 6th inning. Grafton leads by 5.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Well, haven't had any double plays yet, but any double plays that we do have are brought to you in part by LaMoure Hardware. LaMoure Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. And check out their sweet pickings section as well for brand new furniture and decor. You can go online to LaMoureHardware.com. That again is LaMoureHardware.com. Chase Miller, Brent Dick here for you. First of 4 games this afternoon, or from the morning into the afternoon into early evening. As this one goes foul. So TJ Bjornaby coming in for Winterovich here in the number 9 spot. So first time we've seen Bjornaby here, as this will be in the top of the 6th inning. And if you're Grafton, 5-run lead still feels good with how Keena's pitching, Brent. But as you know, sometimes it all takes is 1 walk or 1 single to maybe get the bats going in any particular half inning.
Yeah, they got to be feeling pretty good about themselves. Only 6 more outs here for LaMoure to get something going.
Well, if you're Grafton, can you just add on another run or 2, and then you get a little time off if you can finish this between games tomorrow, which if this result holds, Grafton would play at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, while LaMoure then would play at 10:30 in the morning in a winner-go-home game. 2-2 pitch by Bjornaby is going to be hit up the first base line. Theogis will glove it, flip it, fire over to Waldy. Easton Theogis made a tough play look simple there on the mound, Brent, and there's 1 down.
Yeah, a little pitcher fielding practice put into action there, and then did a good job.
I always say there's a reason why you do it in spring training, right? The pitcher practices, and you saw it right there.
Yeah, you just don't want to be an observer in that position. You want to be able to react.
As coming up now will be Cruiser Burns. Burns has got on base all 3 times. First pitch swinging, fouls this one off at 0-1. A walk, 2 singles with a run scored. Got caught stealing at third and caught stealing at home. Can't remember the last time on your box score that you would maybe have a runner getting caught at third and home in the same game, but Cruiser Burns fouls this one off at 0-2. And the one at home was a suicide squeeze, just a squeeze wasn't been able to put down, so he was kind of dead to rights. The 0-2 fouled. And then back in the first inning, he went to go steal third, and Logan Potts threw a rope to, at that time, was Easton Theogis, where Easton at third base didn't have to do much. He just had to glove it, and then the tag came in at the same time. 0-2 pitch. This one will be in the turf as Logan Potts goes to first to Waldy. 2 outs quickly, and Theogis gets the strikeout, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, Theogis out here working that off-speed, little breaking ball, little curveball, and doing a number right now on Grafton.
As Keena will come up and Keena single with a double. He does have a run driven in today and also 2 runs scored. And on top of him having a really good pitching performance here for Grafton as well. 4th time through the lineup card here for Grafton. Keena with a 1-0 count, and he will hit one deep in the air to right center field. Let's go to the track, to the warning track, and that'll one-hop the wall. Rounding first on his way to second. It'll be a stand-up double by Keena. If he hits that one down the line, it's gone, but it's 373 to right center. Brent, he one-hopped the wall.
Yeah, that was a shot there to right center field, and, did his job. Pitcher there up at bat and helping himself out. You're trying to get something going for Grafton.
2nd extra base hit for Keena on the morning. Now it goes to Story at the plate, and Story will get intentionally walked. So Story will get the intentional walk on the free pass, as you'll get runners now at first and second base. It goes to Wes Johnson, but I tell you what, right center to right field has gotten peppered by these Grafton batters so far.
Yeah, good hitting ball club there, poking those hits out to right field.
Wes Johnson batting from the left-handed side has reached base twice, a single, a walk. They try the pick play on the daylight, and they nearly got him. Colby Thielges was there, able to apply the tag. Coming back was Keena. They got Keena rocking a little bit towards third, Brent, and they nearly got him on the daylight play.
Yeah, umpire there right on top of the action, making the right call.
Off-speed pitch. This is going to be blocked by Logan Potts. Our umpiring crew again calling balls and strikes. Pat Adair. That was Mr. Krieger calling him safe at second, and Mr. Cale Hamry up the first base line. So 1-0 on the way with Wes Johnson. There's Johnson going to try it again, but this time Colby Thielges just trying to keep him a little bit close. As with 2 outs and the speed of Keena, just something in the outfield, Brent, with 2 outs, you're going to be off and going off the at-bat, so you get that little extra head start, if you will, to try to get home.
Yeah, Thielges doing a good job holding him, trying to keep him close.
This will be hit up the first base side, and that'll go foul. We'll keep it at 1 ball and 1 strike. Like the brand new back with the Lisbon Broncos, or Lisbon Post 7, as you see as well. We'll see the backstop here. This will be hit up the first base side, foul. Another foul ball brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. Waldy was right on the line, and that one went foul. Now it's 1-2. Grafton trying to see if they can open up the game a little bit. As it stands right now, it is a 5-run game, but maybe put the game almost to bed, if you will, with a base hit here and get up by 6 or more runs. This will work outside. Now 2-2. Didn't want to say 6 or 7 as we say it now, because, Brent, with the
That's
kids,
right.
if you say that number, I don't know what it means, but it means something. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thielges takes a look back. 2-2 is going to be laced and into left center field, and that's going to split the gap. 1 run will come in to score. How quickly can Story round the bases? He will go to third as Exner brings the ball back in, and it's an RBI double for Wes Johnson, and Grafton does extend the lead. It's now 7-1. So that's a double on the way for Wes Johnson as he drives in another run. Keena comes in to score his 3rd run of the game, and Story stands at 3rd. As now it goes to Soren Olsen. Olsen hits this one 0-1, and so far Grafton been very impressive here today, Brent, both obviously at the plate and what we've seen from Keena on the mound.
Yeah, we just talked about it earlier. They get runners in scoring position, doing a good job making contact.
As they make contact again, but this goes foul, and it'll be 0-2. Pitch number 34 upcoming for Easton Thielges. Get 135 in the tournament. Get 3 appearances throughout the tournament. Whether you pitch 1 pitch, that counts as an appearance, so you also have to think of that. 0-2. Be 1-2 now. 120 pitches is your daily max. The 1-2 pitch. That'll miss. Good block behind the plate by Logan Potts. It's now 2-2. Also for LaMoure, with Mr. Gunnar Thielges not being here because he's playing football at NDSU now. Could have been a guy that, again, if you don't go play college, which obviously you're going to, the 2-2 pitch popped up, skied. Who's calling for it? That's Easton Thielges. He'll call for it to retire this side. But I was going to say, if you have him, that makes a whole world of a difference just as an athlete. Not saying the result would change, but make a little bit of a difference as well. Grafton does put a run up on the board here in the 7th. They do leave 2 in scoring position as we have played 5.5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's Grafton 7, LaMoure 1.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
Broadcasting today here on YourLiveVent.com from the Wallach Insurance broadcast booth. I'm Chase Miller alongside Brent Dick with you in Lisbon. Get in contact with Wallach Johnson Insurance Company with locations in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner throughout the course of the month of August, which is crazy to think we're already talking about the month of August. As coming up to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Logan Potts, Mason Workin, and Owen Lesko. 1 ball and 1 strike upcoming to Logan. This one foul tip now 1-2. Well, Keena, all that he's done has got 5 innings of work so far, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, and got 8 strikeouts on the afternoon. Make that, 8 strikeouts so far here for Keena, and he's got his 79th pitch upcoming. This will be hit on the ground, gets by Keena and up the middle. It's a base hit for Logan Potts, as Potts will make his way to first base. And there's a start if you're LaMoure to try to get something brewing here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, good way to start out the 6th inning for LaMoure. Get their leadoff batter on there with Potts.
As we'll get a courtesy runner coming into the game here for LaMoure, as it'll be Grayson Matson. So Matson will stand at first base now. And you'll get a runner aboard. Well, for Keena, we'll make a quick play over. Frazier holding him on at first base. Hansel at second with Lillimone over at shortstop. Green stands at third with Olson behind the plate. Keena again, your pitcher. As this is going to get by Olson on the pass ball. So going to second base will be Matson, as he will stand at second base. Johnson in left field with Burns in center, and Winorovich stands in right here for Grafton. As Keena from the stretch with the 1-0 count. This one will be foul tipped into the glove. It's now 1-1 to Mason Workin. Well, all of a sudden, if you're Mason, put another single up the middle, as just we saw from Logan Potts a moment ago. You get a base runner to come in and score and cut into that 6-run deficit. As Matson takes his lead off of second base. This will miss for a ball. It's now 2-1. All right, now for this LaMoure team, if you're going to have outs, they need to be productive outs, especially when you're down by 6, moving guys an extra 90 feet, trying to get a runner to third base, using a sacrifice fly. Brent, again, it's the little things. He can still come back here against a quality pitcher, but got to try to start working some at-bats like Workin is doing here. Three-1. Working, it's a towering fly. This one will go to left center field. Burns is still going. This one will go all the way towards the wall. Matson being waved on in. Here's the throw to LaMoure, and that is a towering double by Mason Workin, who just misses a home run. And Workin gets his second run driven in of the game, his second hit. Matson comes in to score, and that's just playing the carousel game. It's 7-2.
Yeah, one thing that we're watching right now is Keno as far as its pitch count is. You see, you've got a mound visit coming up.
Mound visit brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center. You have 83 pitches, and if you go past 90, you have to, for surely, he's already have to sit out a day, but if you go past 90, you have to sit out 2 days at 91. So this could be part of it. Part of it, too, just might be, okay, a couple of guys got a base hit with Brian Fike coming out there and just calming everybody down a little bit here, Brent, with this pitching visit.
Yeah, definitely just walking out there, calming things down, pumping up your pitcher a little bit. But, just look at the conditions on the field now, changing a little bit. You got some sun out here and really starting to heat up outside.
As the wind, that is blowing a little bit left to right, but 80 feels nice and cool almost compared to 90. Sometimes 80 can feel warm in the summer, but 80 does not feel warm by any stretch here these days. Riverside Building Center pitching, not change, but a mound visit. Premier dealer for all of your building supply needs. Go to rbclisbon.com. Lesko will dig in. Lesko will take a ball. It's now 1-0. Do have a pitcher that's starting to warm up for Grafton down the left field side. As coming on in here for Grafton is going to be Luke Height starting to warm up down the left field line. Lesko takes a good cut at it. It's 1-1. Well, LaMoure with one run across so far in the sixth. Can they add on to it? They scored a run in the third for their other run of the game, and both of them have been driven in by the man at second base and Workin. This will be laced in the air to left field. Going to third base will be Workin. A good couple of swings here in consecutive order by Potts, Workin, and Lesko. And right now, LaMoure knocking on the door here, Brent, in the bottom of the sixth inning.
Yeah, situation changing now out on the field. Runners at the corners, and I'd look for Lesko here to go either first or second pitch for LaMoure down to second.
So base hit here for your number 4 batter with Lesko. Runners first and third with Theogis, who's 0 for 2 at the plate. Now the pitcher here for Theogis. Theogis will take a strike, it's 0-1, and as we said just a moment ago, you don't want to get an out, but if you are going to have an out for LaMoure, it's got to be productive trying to get that run from third in. Keena. This will be hit, and that'll go right to Lillimon. They get one. Runners will stay put. Lillimon maybe could have went and got Lesko over at first, but thought better of it with a 5-run lead here, Brent.
Yeah, I thought that was going to punch through for a base hit, but great play there by the shortstop.
Good job by Workin at third base, and that goes too far down the line, and Lesko is trying to get that second lead and quickly got back to first as well. Vance Waldy 0 for 2. Waldy will take one up and in, nearly maybe grazed him. It's 1-0. Grafton put a run up in the top of the inning. LaMoure got that run back. Now can they get more? Also miss outside for a ball. Now 2-0. Hitters count upcoming. Pitch number 91 on the way. So officially here for Keena, he will have 2 rest days before he will have to pitch again or have the opportunity to pitch again here in the state tournament. 2-0. That'll miss. Now 3-0. If you get 1 or 2 more runners on here, you might see Height coming in a moment for Grafton. As Keena, 3-0 count. Call the strike, 3-0.
Yeah, Keena's done a good job, though. He's been down 3-0 a couple of times, and he's been able to get back into the pitch count and take care of a couple batters.
3-1 pitch upcoming here for Keena. Keena trying to get the runner at third base, and not in time. Literally the left hand of Mason Workin at third base, where Green came on to apply the tag after Keena and nearly was able to pick him off at third, Brent.
Yeah, just good awareness there for the left-handed pitcher.
Saw a couple of close plays on the pick at second and third here in the sixth inning. Here's the 3-1. Foul tip. It's now 3-2. So to come on our post-game show, we'll get to our Enbridge Player of the Game, final stats, your play of the contest, that and more, and we'll hear from a member of the winning team. So make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show coming up here after the conclusion of this one. 3-2, challenged him on a heater. That was out of the zone. Wally, though, swung through it. 9th strikeout for Keena. That's a large one. There's 2 down.
Yeah, I got him on the high fast one there.
High. John Jones always liked the high heaters for the Minnesota Twins, and if he connected, it went a while.
Right.
But then he would strike out a good chunk. You know, that's that darned if you do, darned if you don't. Looks good out of the pitcher's hand as this one misses for a ball 1-0 as Potts, batter number 7. Joey will dig in now for LaMoure. Keena fell behind, came back, got the strikeout, falls behind again. Potts here, it's now 2-0. But one thing that this inning might do from a LaMoure perspective, it could be maybe the last inning for Keena, maybe, depending on how many more pitches he throws. 2-0, that'll miss, now 3-0. And if you can get Keena out, then it's, do you feel a little bit more comfortable seeing a guy coming in relief in a roundabout way, Brett?
Right. I would say they're going to take Keena as far as they can go right now. He's over 95 or up to 95 pitches.
3-0 pitch on the way here for Keena. Going to take all the way. That's a strike. It's 3-1. You might even take one more unless it's where you want to swing at it. Just as Brent was saying, try to get that pitch count climbed up a little bit. That's going to be a 5-pitch walk. So Potts will take the walk. That's the first free pass of the morning here for Keena. Base is full for LaMoure, and the tying run is on deck. So for Paul, got to find a way to get on base to see if he can get Exner to come up and be that tying run. Base is full. Working at third. Lesko at second. Potts at first. Nowhere to put him with Paul. 0 for 2 as Paul will take a strike. It's 0-1. Batter number 7 of the inning here for LaMoure. Long look in for Keena. The 0-1 pitch. Foul back, and it's now 0-2. Fun baseball game for game number 1 here today of what we've been able to see. The 0-2 pitch upcoming here for Keena. 0-2 is going to be swung on, and that'll go to right, a towering fly. Winorovich loses the headgear, but that's just fine because he makes the play. They leave 3 on. They do score a run on 3 hits. There were no errors with 3 runners left on base. We played 6 today here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's 7-2 as we make our way to the top of the 7th inning.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com for LaMoure right now, trying to see if he can get 3 outs, down by 5, while on the opposite side trying to see if your Grafton add on to that 5-run lead as they nearly had the tying run coming up to the plate as we make our way to the 7th inning with Frazier, Lillimon, and Hansel coming up as Frazier will take a ball. It's 1-0. Frazier, Lillimon, and Hansel again here for Grafton. The 1-0 pitch. This will be lined, and this will go right on a 1-hop over to the third baseman, and Workin throws it over to the first baseman, Waldy. That'll be 5-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down. As it goes with Brody Lillimon right now. One down here in the top of the 7th inning is Brody LaMoure with an RBI single. 1 of 3 so far here in the contest. Pitch on the way. This will be hit in the air, and that'll go to the center fielder. Lesko will make the play as there's 2 down. So 2 down here in consecutive order quickly, now to Easton Hansel. Coming up next will be Edgeley Post 146 against Burlington. 4 o'clock we'll have Velva Post 39 and Thompson. As this is going to be hit on the ground, that'll go to the second baseman and makes the play. Paul Tawaldi for a tidy 3 up, 3 down, 7th inning. As we make our way now to the bottom of the 7th, 6.5 complete here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's 7-2 Grafton with LaMoure down to their final 3 outs.
Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure.
Bracket breakdown again just moments ago, brought to you in part by Hunter Insurance Agency. Again, LaMoure Post 19, Grafton Post 41. Winner plays tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, while the loser will play at 10:30 tomorrow morning against the winner-loser of our next game of Edgeley Post 146 and Burlington. Again, afternoon session, Velva Post 139 Thompson. That's a hard start at 4 o'clock, scheduled hard start. And then the nightcap will be Garrison Post 49 against Lisbon Post 7 with the opening ceremony between Game 3 and Game 4. That, again, is a bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Hunter Insurance, dedicated to providing you the best support for your insurance requests from farm to commercial, home, and more. Go to hunterinsuranceagency.com. Well, Keno looking to see if he can close the door. 9-1-2 batters and try to go with the complete game as well. That's going to be foul tipped in the glove of Olsen. It's now 0-2. So Keno, no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch number 104 upcoming. You get 120 to work with. 0-2, swing and a miss. Keno gets the strikeout, and there's 1 down. Strikeout 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. You saw 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 6th, and now 1 here in the 7th. So 10 strikeouts on the way for Kena. First pitch swinging is Kobe Thielgis. Thielgis has reached base twice here today with a single, a double, and a run scored. Struck out looking his last time up in the 5th. Here's the 0-1 for Kena. It'll be outside, missing for a ball. Now 1-1. Coverage of the State Legion tournament right here on yourliveevent.com if you're unable to make it to Lisbon. 1-1 pitch is going to be hit in the air. That one's got a chance, and a sliding play by the center fielder can't be made by Burns, but Burns made a good attempt at it, trying to slide in and get the baseball into the glove, but Kobe Thielgis will get the double. As now you'll see this coming up to the plate here on the way. With a runner in scoring position with Kobe Thielgis, it's now Logan Potts. Potts a single in the 6th, a single in the 3rd. As Potts will take a ball, it's 1-0. Keno working against that pitch count right now, depending on how many more at-bats that he will have to see. Here's the 1-0. That'll be called a strike. It's 1-1, as he'll have 11 more pitches to work with here for Kena before he gets asked to leave. You can go over 120 if you're finishing off an at-bat. This one's called a strike. It's 1-2. All right, now Kena getting to that point. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Potts. Potts will try to put the ball in play, see if he can drive in Kobe from second base. Keno with the pitch. Good take here by Potts up and out of the zone. It's now 2-2. If you win today, all about setting yourself up for the rest of the tournament. If you lose, you can still come back, but then it's moving the next couple of days. Trying to see if we can move a little bit farther in the tournament. 2-2 pitch, skied, popped, foul. Brought to you in part by Olson County. It's 2-2. Go to colsoncpa.com. That again is colsoncpa.com. So Logan Potts sees the 2-2 pitch. Strike three looking, and Keena picks up another strikeout. That's his 11th, and there's 2 down. As Brent Dick will have the call of the next game with Edgeley Post 146 and Burlington Bulldogs. This one roughly, let's say, gets over at 12:15. You'd be looking at about a 12:40-ish first pitch as an example. Keena would like it to get over at 12:10. Here's the pitch. And Keena gets the strike against Workin. Workin hit a towering double his last time up. He's driven in both runs today here for LaMoure. This was pitcher versus pitcher to open up the game between these two. I'll run up and in on the hands. It's 1-1. And if Workin can get on board, it would be to Owen Lesko, the on-deck batter. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs with Kobe Theogis again at second base. Also work outside for a ball, now 2-1. Keena's been awfully efficient here today, I think would be the word, both at the plate and on the mound of what he's been able to do. 2-1 pitch going to be hit on the ground. That'll go to the second baseman. Fielding it there is Hansel in time, but not for the out as it gets by Frazier. So that'll be an E4 on the play. It was in time, but it got by the first baseman. So coming in to score will be Kobe Field. Just Workin will make his way to second. And LaMoure not done yet as they get a run scored here in the bottom of the 7th inning as it goes to Owen Lesko. So 117, and they're just going to make sure that he's at 117 and he's not at 121 as an example. So he's at 119 for a pitch count, because if he's at 121 and pitches, then it's an elimination, or not elimination, it would be an intentional loss then for Grafton, Brent. So the coach wanted to make sure that it wasn't 117 on the scoreboard, that it was 119. So this is officially the last at-bat here for Keena. Because if Keena did pitch, you'd pretty much forfeit the game from that perspective. And Lesko, first pitch swinging, towers this one up. Who's going to call for it? As the first baseman, it gets by Frazier. And staying over at third base is going to be the courtesy runner for Mason Workin. So runners are at the corners, and well, sometimes you can't put a team down. And now you're at 120, and we will have a pitching change. We'll let you know about it next. LaMoure not dead as Lesko gets on base. Easton Theogis will be coming up to the plate.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Well, LaMoure saying we're not done yet, able to put the ball in play, and sometimes good things will happen, and able to get those on the last 2 at-bats to get a pitching change. His height will come in and pitch. Keena will go to center field. The center fielder Burns will go to right, and Winorovich comes out of the game defensively. That's a pitching change brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center. So now it goes to Easton Theologist here. First pitch swinging a miss as Keena goes 6 2/3, 8 hits against, 3 runs, a walk, and 11 strikeouts. That's just on the mound, not to mention what he did at the plate. But LaMoure just needs to try to see if they can get one extra run. And defensive indifference here as Lesko will take third base. You got Thomas Wally over at third. Lesko, at second. 0-1 pitch upcoming. This will be hitting the air to left field. Johnson sees it, comes in, and he makes the play. Yes, on a shoestring play here from Easton Theologist on the line. Drive out. In a game that finishes at 12-14 here this afternoon. Grafton with the win. 7 runs compared to LaMoure 3. So LaMoure Post 19 will play at 10:30 tomorrow morning in a loser out contest. While on the opposite side, Grafton, they know they're playing on Sunday for sure after winning, and they will play tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We'll continue with more after this on the post-game show here on your LiveVent.com.
LaMoure Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to LaMoure Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hot Shot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their sweet pickings section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. LaMoure Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to LaMoureHardware.com. That's LaMoureHardware.com. Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure.
And coming up, we'll hear from Mr. Keena in a few moments once he comes up to the press box. That'll be coming up around the corner. But first, let's get to our post-game final stat line with your update brought to you in part by Bank North for your in-game update. Grafton with a run in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and 1 in the sixth. 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors here in this one, and they would leave 7 runners aboard. While for LaMoure, they would have 3 runs, 8 hits, a couple of errors, and they would leave over 8 runners on base as Grafton able to take the win 7-3. LaMoure scores a run in the third, and a run in the sixth, and they run in the 7th inning as well. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from the player of the game coming up around the corner. That is next.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
As we come back here, join us again with a complete game nearly finish here. Mr. for the Grafton Post 41 team going 6 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts. Trenton Keena, for you in this game, Trenton, let's first, before we talk about the couple extra base hits, just what was working with that fastball low in the zone early in the game. Then obviously you got that off-speed pitch, just kind of what was working early in this contest for you.
I noticed that the ump was calling a little low and outside, so I was just trying to dot that pitch there, and then once they were getting on my fastball, I just came back with the slider, and it worked.
Let's go through. Obviously, Mason Workin, he had a lot of strikeouts early the first time through, but the second time through, what did the lineup kind of do? Putting the ball in play, getting some quality hits up and down the lineup for you guys.
Yeah, we noticed that he wasn't locating his fastball the greatest, so we stalled the fastball, and then we sat on the curveball and just took it the other way or pulled it.
Talking about pulling it, you pulled it one to right center field. It had a good pop on it. Did you feel like you got one out of the park almost on this one?
I knew I hit it to the deepest part of the field, and that always happens to me. I always find the deepest part of the field, and I either one-hop it or hit the bottom of the fence. So
for this team, obviously there's still a lot more goals, throughout the season, but to get an opening round win in a state tournament, knowing you're going to be playing here through Sunday, get one step closer, what does this just kind of win mean to open up the state tournament for this club?
It means a lot. We got a lot of depth on the mound, so I think we can go really far, really deep. Got a lot of depth.
What'd you see a little bit as well from Cruiser Burns? What's it like having him out in center field and running around the base pass here?
It's great. Super fast. I can trust him anywhere. It's great.
Trenton, we'll let you go celebrate. See you tomorrow in the winner's bracket at 4 o'clock.
Thank you.
Again, with the 6 2/3 innings, got a couple runs scored, a couple extra base hits. Trenton with us here from Grafton. We'll continue with more after this here on yourlivevent.com.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when big wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person, someone that knows your name and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Player of the game brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com. Mr. Keena again, Trenton Keena, able to have himself a whale of a contest, 6 2/3 innings of work. Can see him one more time here in this tournament as he'll have 15 pitches left, but he'll just have 2 more appearances, but probably when he comes back, if he's able to come back, won't be until Monday. Again, 6 2/3, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, a walk, and 11 strikeouts. Then at the plate for Keena, went 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored, a run driven in with a strikeout as well. He is our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. From there to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection, I think the strikeouts that you saw at least on the mound between Keena, who had 11 of them, and Mason Workin had 8 of them. They were getting a lot of swing and misses between the 2 of them. Just Grafton that second time through barreled the ball up a little bit here against Workin, Brent. But I think our connection to the game, when your starting pitchers combined for 19 strikeouts, that's a lot of swing and misses.
Yeah, just like they kind of mentioned there in the pregame show, you're just talking about, who do you start, your ace, or who you're going to go with. And I think Grafton showed us who they went with today, starting things out.
Yeah, Keena again able to go with 11 strikeouts. Our connection to the game, strikeouts. Discover local reliability you can trust at Halstead Telephone. It's out of connect at halsteadtel.com. Our Precision Agassi play of the contest, I think defensively, Logan Potts behind the plate, throw out Cruiser Burns at third base in the first inning, then also did a good job in the third inning when they were trying to have the squeeze play. He was able to see it, Brent, and make sure he got out in front of the plate to apply the tag on Cruiser Burns. That's tough as a catcher when you know the squeeze is coming. I thought behind the plate, Logan Potts did really good on those 2 particular plays.
Yeah, and LaMoure just has a history of having, some excellent catchers behind the plate. Logan Potts is no different.
As that again is our play of the contest, brought to you in part by Agassi, your local precision planting dealer at Agassi in Hillsboro. Visit planterdoc.com. And finally, our post-game interviews brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. Burns goes 2 for 3 with a walk. Keena goes 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored. Story goes 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Johnson 2 for 3 with 3 RBI and a run scored. Olson 0 for 2 today with 2 walks. Frazier 1 of 4 with a run driven in. The same for LaMoure. Hansel goes 1 of 4 with a run scored. From there, Winoravich 0 for 2 and Bjornaby goes 0 for 1. Hike comes up and picks up a third of an inning. Keena with the win at 6 2/3 of an inning. While for LaMoure, Theelgis goes 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Potts goes 2 for 4 with a run scored. Workin 2 for 4 with 2 runs driven in. Lesko 1 of 4 at the plate with 2 strikeouts. Theelgis 0 for 4. Vance Waldy 0 for 3. Joey Potts 0 for 2. Paul goes 0 for 3, Exner 0 for 2, and Art goes 0 for 1 today. Mason Workin picks up the loss, 3 2/3, 8 hits, 6 runs that were earned, 4 walks and 8 strikeouts. Easton Theelgis in relief, 3 1/3, 2 hits, 1 run that was earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. That is our post-game show coming up here. They're just about ready to get to the I.O. as the field is raked for our next game with Edgeley Pulse 146 and Burlington Bulldogs coming up on our next stream link here on your LiveVet.com.